Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the score was 141 to 132. The Lakers scored their season high in a victory against the Chicago Bulls, man. It was unbelievable shooting going on out there. The Lakers shot 60% from the field, 63% from the three. I think we were like 20 or 31 from behind the arc. D'Lo with 8 or 13 or something like that. I mean, it was just ridiculous amount of shooting going on. Vanderbilt had 17 points with 8 out of 11 from the field. Fantastic there. AD, Braun, and D'Lo all had 10 field goals made. I think they all had about 18 shots attempted. So everybody shot well. The great Prince was from 4 from behind the arc, I think it was. Rui hit all 3 of his shots. Austin ended up with 20 points, 8 assists. AD had 11 boards, 6 assists to go along with his 20 plus points. Braun was fantastic. He had double-double as well. I think he had like 11 assists or something like that to go with his 20 plus points. It was just a clinic, a real clinic, man. Offensive clinic, the best offensive game we've had all season long by far. And it had to do with everybody just having it all at once. I always say I would love to see D'Lo and Austin have a good game at the same time. Well, we got that. And Vanderbilt scored tonight. And Rui hit all his shots. And, it was one of those things where everybody was clicking tonight. This was by far the best offensive game the Lakers have played. Probably in 2 seasons, man. Honestly, probably in like 2 seasons, because you just never ever see all of this come together. I think one thing you have to credit is just Vanderbilt's 100% for the first time all season. He's been working his way back into shape, but now he's back to being the Vando that we need, and it's been fantastic for the team. And then D'Lo, trade season, what is it? Trade time D'Lo, is that what they call him? It's trade season D'Lo. I don't know what they call that, but like when everybody's going around essentially saying that, when it's time to be traded, D'Lo is turning into like a superhuman. You know what I mean? When it's trade time, D'Lo basically is what I guess they're calling it, because he's just turning into the guy that we saw in Brooklyn make an all-star team, the guy that we took second overall. That's who showed up tonight. That's exactly who showed up tonight. He had like 29 points, 8 assists. Thing about it is he probably would have had 40 or 45 points if Darvin would have started the fourth quarter with him. And, it's one of those situations where he ended up with 38 minutes, so I'm not quite upset. He needed some rest, I guess. But I'm of the mindset when a guy is that hot, you leave him out there. You leave him out there. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't missing much of anything. And eventually in the fourth quarter, we ended up having a situation where, because he was the one who had it going and we didn't start the quarter with him, we were kind of stagnant to a degree. Even though Braun was keeping us going, AD was keeping us going, it wasn't the same distance because we didn't have his hot hand out there. So by the time we put him back out there, they put Ayo Dosunmu on him, and it was just a different type of story to end the fourth quarter. But through 3 quarters, I mean, the boy couldn't miss nothing. He wasn't missing, and he was shooting with a lot of confidence, man. It was just swagger D'Lo, man, all night long. You could just see this, he hadn't felt this good in years. Like, that's how he looked to me. Like somebody had just given him a bag of money or something. He was out there shooting the ball with the type of confidence that I haven't seen since ice in his veins, man. I ain't seen him like this since he's been a Laker, period, at all. And so that's what it was, man. I'm definitely giving him the game ball, even though one could argue that Braun probably deserves it. Stats a little better, but I honestly just wanted to give it to D'Lo anyway, because that's just how much of an impact he left on this game from an entertainment standpoint, from a momentum standpoint. Distance and score seemed to be just vast when he was shooting like that. We got up by like 20 points at one point and ended up letting him cut it down to like single digits in the fourth quarter, and I personally think it's because he wasn't shooting the ball. So that's why I'm giving him the game ball for certain. It's just a phenomenal offensive performance from the Lakers. Not necessarily defensive, as you can clearly see. We gave up 132 points. But we did have some good things going on when we got in transition turning their defense, turning our defense into offense, turning their turnovers into scoring. And, that's really what we saw there, man. I just wish my team could do this all the time. I wish D'Lo was playing like this all season long throughout the course of the year. We had so many games where we could not find this person. We didn't know where this version of him was. He'd walk out of there with 2 for 8, not being aggressive. And you knew he had this in him. This is there. The ability to go 8 for 12 from behind the arc. He was 8 for 12 with like 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Like, he could have got the record if we would have just been feeding him. You know what I mean? And I guess that's what kind of was a pet peeve for me. If anything left a bad taste in my mouth, it's just the fact that we didn't feed him a little more. You know what I mean? Because I really think we could have fed him a lot more, and he would have got the record tonight. He would have got Kobe record. I'm telling you, the way he was shooting, he wasn't gonna stop. But you just gotta, you gotta find a way to just continue to feed the hot hand. This team is just not. We are not the type of team to where if you going 8 for 8, we keep going to you. Like, we keep feeding you and then just feed the hot hand. And sometimes it gets you in trouble. If you ask Karl Anthony Towns, he saw how that went. You don't want to overdo it. But there were times where I felt like we could have got D'Lo the ball for him to get his career high 9 3-point shots, and we just didn't. We shot contested shots. Guys were going for their own thing. And it just kind of left a bad taste on a great night for me personally. I don't think most people are going to remember that, but I will. We could have got him. We could have fed him more, man. We could have fed him more. But all in all, we got a great night out of a lot of people, man. Everybody shot extremely well from top to bottom. Our bench was excellent. Our starters were excellent. Shooting the ball, guys, we've been waiting to have a good shooting night all year long. Finally came together. Austin, D'Lo, and Vando all scored above 15 points. And when that happens, you get to see what type of offensive team you want to be. This is what it looks like when you're a regular, normal NBA team in 2024. Most teams have this ability. It's just that we have so many guys that we can't count on to score like this. Or we have guys slumping and all kinds of different stuff. But this is the type of production we want to see around AD and Bron all year long. And if you have that, we're a contender. And then we're one of the teams that are going to be very difficult to beat. So that's what it is, man. I just wish D'Lo was more consistent, man. I wish this version of D'Lo was the D'Lo we saw every night. And if that were the case, nobody would be trying to trade him. We'd be trying to pay him. If this was the version of him that Minnesota had, they wouldn't have traded him. You know what I mean? It's just, you just don't know what triggers this. But unfortunately with D'Lo, it's going to go away. You know it is because you've seen it before. But when it comes around, you could tell he's one of the most talented people out there, man. You could tell shot for shot he's one of the most talented shooters in the game. But he only does it in spurts, and we're riding that spurt right now. We're on a super high with D'Lo. It's fun, and we're winning. And that's really what it comes down to, man. We're winning. And people, are going to make reasonable cases for why he shouldn't be traded. And rightfully so, because he deserves to have that type of fight for his tenure right now. Unfortunately, nothing's changed for me. I still trade him because I know the contract situation, and I know he's gonna plateau off of this. He is. He's been in the league for too long. We've seen this before. But damn, does it suck to think that you're gonna trade him while he's doing it. You know what I mean? Damn, does it suck to think that he's trying to fight for his tenure to be a Laker with so many people who don't really care, you know what I mean, for what they do. But you could tell this matters to him, and you could tell he's fighting to not be traded. It seems that way to me. But, it is what it is, man. We're just going to enjoy it while he's here. And if this is the last game he played, boy, did he end it on a super high note. And, that's really all there is to say about that. But that's the most I want to really talk about in regards to this game. It was all about D'Lo, man. Even though Austin and everybody was shooting so well, Bron had fantastic stats, AD rebounding the ball. In fact, it was funny because AD was the only person in double-digit rebounds. We only had 30 rebounds as a team, but that's because nobody was missing. both teams were shooting very well. If you look at the box score from the Chicago Bulls, they shot well too. On most nights, you score 132 points, you're going to win. But they just happened to have a hot night against a team that was even hotter than them, and that's really what it was. You know what I mean? Vucevic had a big night. Kobe White was all over the place. DeMar DeRozan's three ball was falling. You know what I mean? Caruso was scoring like crazy. But at the end of the day, if Vando's going to give you 17 and Bron is going to, do his thing, AD's going to do his thing, they have a good night. And then you look over at D'Lo and he's going crazy playing like all-star D'Lo. And then you look at Austin and he's having a fantastic night with 20 and 8. And even Rui couldn't miss. And you got Taurean Prince shooting like he's been shooting all year. You ain't beating the Lakers. You're just not beating us. You know what I mean? So that's really what it comes down to, man. I wish, it's almost sad to say, I wish this was our team every night, man. Because this is what we're capable of when it's all coming together. But it literally only comes together once every blue moon. It's like, say, a broken clock is right twice a day. This is what this feel like to me. Today, it came together. Everything looked great. It would have been even better if we would have been a little more unselfish in the fourth. But all in all, this is what I was hopeful to see when I was speaking to you guys in the pregame, saying that I was looking for a moment tonight that I could just get behind and feel good about my team. This was that. We got that tonight. And it's hard. It's nothing to complain about when the team is playing well. Were there some things that were less than perfect out there? I think so. But all in all, when guys are playing the way that you know they're capable of playing from an offensive perspective, and the shot just happens to be falling at a super high clip, at a very efficient percentage, then you're not gonna lose very many games. You're just not gonna lose very many games. So it was a great night to be a Los Angeles Lakers fan, man. I temper my expectations because I know it could fall off at any moment. You know what I mean? But we're 500 right now. 23-23 is our record. And this is a high night, so we got to enjoy this. We got to appreciate it. We got to, put it in that category of faith in the team. You know what I mean? When you see your team play well, and you can trust that they can do better than they do when they're struggling like they did against the Nets. This is what we want to see. This is what it looks like when the team is playing well. So, yeah, man. Excellent basketball play. Excellent first half. Excellent second half for the most part. Although the fourth quarter really was a drag for me. It was a drag. I just wish that we would have fed D'Lo more. And kind of kept that score from being so respectable. Letting Chicago kind of get back in, playing to the level of the opponent, that kind of thing. Having some rotation issues down the stretch. At one point, we were trying to sub D'Lo in, then sub Bron out. I think Bron didn't want to come out, or something happened down there. It threw us off. They ended up hitting a 3 on that possession too. So we had some issues down there. But all in all, it was a very, very good night, man. Very good night. Glad we didn't cough it up. And so the next game, we will have the Warriors, Golden State, who lost to the Sacramento Kings tonight. They're not a very good team this year, man, even though Jonathan Kuminga is playing some of the best ball he's played in his career. At the end of the day, I expect to go up there and beat them. They're struggling. That's what it is. I just got through listening to Famous Los right now. He's miserable. Just absolutely miserable. And so we need to take this hot hand. Obviously, D'Lo used to play for the Golden State Warriors. I don't know what to expect given the fact that it's trade season right now. And from what I understand, an hour ago, the Lakers were very close to making a trade with the Hawks. The negotiations are active as we speak. And so who knows what the roster will look like when we get up there. But one thing's for sure, man. D'Lo has left his mark on this Laker team tonight, man. If he's a Laker again, that'd be great. But if he ends it today, this is about as high a note as it gets, man. 8 out of 13 threes, 28 points, 8 assists, and some good plays on the defensive end as well. Some good unselfish plays made to others as well, man. So this is the D'Lo I was hoping to always see, man. This is the D'Lo we took second overall. This is the D'Lo that I know he can be when he just is laser focused and locked in, man. Question is can he do this all year long. Can he stay this guy against good talent, against guys that are great, against in a fantastic winning moments? Because if this guy shows up to the playoffs, he could be a champion. The question is he ever going to be this guy in the playoffs? That's why people are quick to trade him and not give him contracts of this, that, and the third. It's not because we don't know that he's capable of this. It's because he needs to do this when it matters the most, and he needs to be able to do more of this more often. And if he does, then he hasn't just made one all-star team. He will be making more in the future. So that's really what I got to say, man. It's about D'Lo, man. This is a D'Lo night. Everybody else played amazing. The shooting was fantastic. It's many people who played well. It's excellent seeing Austin come back play well. It's good to have Bron back on the floor at a high level, even though he was a little rusty to me, it seemed. AD continuing to hold down the fort. Vanderbilt was absolutely spectacular scoring the ball tonight. But this is D'Lo, man. It's all about D'Lo. D'Lo was the man of the hour. And I just wonder what the future holds for this guy. We're trading him away at the hottest moment of one of the hardest moments of his career, I think. He's simply on fire, man. So that's really what I have to say, man. Great game from both teams. They both shot well, man. And I'm a happy Laker fan, but it has a bittersweet taste to it because at the end of the day, you know a trade's coming. And you know the person who was hottest tonight, who was most entertaining tonight, is the person you're trading away. And the business of basketball gets in the way sometimes. It really does, man. So that's what I got to say. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.